So you're thinking about buying the Creative Pebble Plus speakers, those slick little USB-powered desktop speakers with the separate subwoofer that everyone seems to love. But here's what surprised me. After testing them for weeks, I found some serious problems that almost nobody is talking about online. Not to mention one feature that's basically a scam. Therefore, I'm going to give you the most brutally honest review of the Pebble Plus you'll find, covering the good, the bad, and the ugly truths you need to know before spending your money. For the best price, if you're still interested, click the link in the description. Let's start with the good because there is definitely good here. Out of the box, these things look fantastic. The minimalist, pebble-shaped design is a winner. They take up almost no space on your desk, which is a huge plus. Setup is ridiculously easy. It's basically plug and play. You connect the speakers to the subwoofer, run the USB power cable to your computer or a wall adapter, and plug the 3.5 aux cable into your source. That's it, you're done in 60 seconds. I felt like a tech wizard, a very, very simple tech wizard. My first impression was solid. They look premium for a $50 speaker set, but then I turned them on, and my initial reaction was, okay, not wow, just okay. The sound is clean and clear for voices and mids. Watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts, they're perfectly fine. The 45-degree elevated driver design does seem to point the sound right at your ears, which is a smart touch. For basic desktop audio tasks, they're a massive upgrade over your laptop's tinny speakers. So far, so good, right? Therefore, let's address the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the subwoofer under the desk. This is the big selling point, the Pebble Plus over the regular Pebble. You get this separate 4-inch down-firing subwoofer. The marketing promises remarkable power and depth. And I'll admit, adding a subwoofer to a tiny USB speaker system is a cool idea. It should, in theory, fix the one thing small speakers always lack, bass. But here's problem number one. The bass is incredibly underwhelming. We need to talk about this high-gain mode because it's the source of half the issues. The speakers are USB powered, which limits their power. To get more oomph, Creative includes a high-gain mode switch on the back of the right speaker. Flip it on, and the power output supposedly goes from 4.4 W to 8 W RMS. Sounds great. However, and this is a massive however, you only get that full 8 W power if you use a 5V2A USB wall adapter. And guess what? They don't include one in the box. You read that right. The key feature that makes these speakers sound their best requires you to supply your own power brick. It's like buying a car where the turbocharger is an extra part you have to find at a junkyard. That feels like a pretty significant omission for a $50 product. So if you're just plugging the USB into your computer, you're not getting the full experience. You're running on the weaker, standard mode. Therefore, even with a proper 2A adapter and high-gain mode on, the bass from that dedicated subwoofer is timid. It adds a low-end presence, sure. It fills out the sound a bit so it's less hollow, but remarkable power. Not even close. If you're expecting room-shaking, chest-thumping bass for your music or movies, you will be deeply disappointed. It provides a gentle rumble, not a punch. For casual listening, it's acceptable. For anything where bass is important, it's a letdown. It's the audio equivalent of a gentle pat on the back when you were expecting a high five. Now, let's get to the real problems, the things that made me say, don't buy these. Problem number 2 is the volume control, and it's a deal breaker for many. The volume knob is on the front of the right speaker, which is convenient. But it's a continuous, infinite scroll knob with no physical start or stop point. There's no on-off switch. To turn the speakers off, you turn the volume all the way down until it clicks. That's fine. The issue is the volume scaling. From about the 9 o'clock position to 12 o'clock, the volume increases reasonably. But past 12 o'clock, the gain skyrockets. A tiny nudge makes the volume jump massively. It's incredibly hard to fine-tune your volume to a comfortable level. You'll either have it too quiet or suddenly too loud. It's frustrating every single day. But the biggest, most glaring issue is problem number 3, the hiss. Oh, the constant, annoying, high-frequency hiss. When the speakers are powered on but no audio is playing, there is a very audible white noise hiss coming from the tweeters. It's not subtle. In a quiet room, you can hear it from a few feet away. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's like a tiny snake is living inside each speaker, constantly whispering SSSSS secrets about poor audio shielding. Some units might have it worse than others, but it's a common complaint in user reviews. This is unacceptable for speakers meant to sit right in front of you on a quiet desk. If you use them for Zoom calls and mute your mic, you'll hear the hiss in the background. It's a fundamental flaw. Therefore, let's talk about value. At around $52, are they worth it? Given these problems, the weak bass requiring an extra purchase, the terrible volume knob, and the constant hiss, I have to say no. You are making too many compromises. For the same price or even less, you can find other options. You could look at used or refurbished premium computer speakers from brands like Logitech. Or consider a single, higher quality Bluetooth speaker you can place in front of you. The Pebble Plus feels like a product that prioritized design over audio engineering and basic usability. But wait, maybe you're thinking, I just need simple, cheap speakers for my work PC. I can live with the hiss. Okay, fair. Let's do a final pros and cons recap. Pros, they look great, they save desk space. Setup is effortless. The sound is clear for voices and mid-range. For $50, the design is slick. However, the cons are heavy. The bass is weak unless you buy a separate power adapter. The volume control is infuriatingly imprecise. The constant background hiss is a major quality issue. And the overall maximum volume, even in high-gain mode, isn't super high for filling a room. It's desktop-level sound. Therefore, my final verdict is in the title. Don't buy the Creative Pebble Plus. Not unless you can get them for a steep discount and you are fully aware of and willing to tolerate these significant flaws. They are a classic example of style over substance. They look the part on a trendy desk setup video, but the actual user experience is flawed. It's like dating someone who's great in pictures but has a really annoying laugh. You notice it every time. There are better choices out there. Spend a little more time researching, or stretch your budget slightly. Your ears will thank you in the long run, and you won't be constantly annoyed by a hissing, volume-jumping gadget on your desk. If you've made it this far, you're clearly a smart shopper doing your research. For the absolute best current price on Amazon, if you still want to check them out for yourself, click the link in the description below. But consider yourself warned.